Alright, so with the Attack on Titan collab coming back, we are at the cusp of one of the most infamous characters in the game's history, Eren, having a potential revamp. He's definitely getting a buff. Seeing the slime characters getting a buff years after, coming back and stuff like that, he's definitely getting a buff of some sorts. But what could they do with him? That's what we're going to be talking about. And let's give Eren a big showcase here before he is, gets a relic, gets a buff, and anything that comes in between. But first, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Tower of God New World. Tower of God New World is a 3D mobile game based on the popular webtoon series where you build teams based on the characters' roles and elements to form the best strategy possible. With outstanding 3D animation, the game follows the story of Tower of God, along with its own side stories to expand the universe. So even if you have never read the webtoon, you can experience the story fresh through the game in detail. The game has released with about 70 characters available, with a great chance of pulling the ones you actually want, since there is a character SSR pick at every 100 pulls and an SSR plus every 200, with many ways of getting free pulls, making it very free-to-play friendly. Team building is definitely one of the game's biggest strengths, allowing even R and SR rank characters to be viable, since as long as you strategize well and use good elemental combinations, you can clear any hard stages while climbing the tower. The Summer Festival event is ongoing right now, which makes it the best time to start. With new summer story missions, costumes, and characters you definitely will not want to miss out on. So wait no further, download Tower of God New World using my link in the description, and have fun. So there are many good things about Attack on Titan collab coming back. Not only, these characters coming back and getting buffs. Man, Escanor. Escanor is finally getting some characters and, potentially some love here. If the new characters are good, if the old characters buffed up are good, that could be huge for LR Escanor, which he really needs. I mean, LR Escanor was definitely very, very good like last week on JP for the Chaos Game mode, but generally speaking in PvP, he gets beaten down by obviously the Demon King and Tyr, which we're facing right now. Conveniently, just practically one-shots my whole... No, Eren! You're the subject of the video! I guess I'll just do the attack first. Yep, and then... Rudeus. Crit! Good job, Rudeus. I almost forgot to say this. And right now in the game with LRs, we should have gotten an LR this week on JP if they were dropping every month and a half like it's been. Awakening one of the Attack on Titan characters into an LR. It's definitely a possibility, but I'm going to talk about why I actually don't think so. I would absolutely adore... I forgot to put the link on Eren, damn it. For Eren to get an LR Awakening. It would be so great. But they are releasing a new Eren. Which, to me, means that they are just going to discard this one. When it comes down to it, last year, when we had the comeback of Slime, they did buff the old Rimuru. Oh my god, it doesn't matter, I wouldn't have killed anyways, but Freyr cucks my Ignite. Oh. They did buff the old Rimuru, sure. But... he clearly was the character that got the least love when it came to the buff. See, Escanor is doing great. Sorry, I haven't even attacked with Eren yet. I'm sorry. It's just... you face Tyr and, what can you do? Genuinely, what can you do when you face that guy? Not much. Let's do something like this. Let's do an attack here with Eren. But as I was saying, last year, we got buffs for the old characters, the 3 old... How? I have Merlin Link. Okay. The 3 old SSRs from Slime. And when it came down to it, Rimuru got the worst buff. And in my opinion, and I think it's pretty clear, the reason for it is because there was a new one. And with the leak from... Bro. You're kidding me. With the leak for Attack on Titan, Aaron! No. We know that the two new characters are Aaron and Levi. And that is very strange. There's already, you know, a Levi as well. Like, Aaron should have a new character because, for one, he's a completely different character in Season 4. Like, sorry, Attack on Titan spoilers for the season that came out years ago. Aaron is a completely different guy in Season 4, right? Is this 5? Does he have 6? Okay, 5 main cards. He's a completely different person, right? And on top of that, he is the main character. So obviously we should have a new one, right? But Levi? I don't think there's much of a difference between Season 1 Levi and Season 4 Levi, to be honest. Like, he's pretty much the same character. I'm sure... Bro, how are you missing? I have Merlin Link, Ascanor. Merlin Link! Dear Lord. I'm sure that Levi is more generally hyped than Armin, for example, which I think should have been the character we got over Levi. But we already have him, and he's the same character, so whatever. But when it comes down to it, I think that the buffs for both Aaron and Levi will not be very good. I'm not expecting anything great for these two characters. Because we're getting new characters, like, why would they make them amazing and, you know, potentially sell less of the new characters? Especially, like, if there's already a new named Levi, they definitely don't want the old one to be competing with the new one. Like, it makes no sense, right? So we can't win a single match. This is very unfortunate. Thank you, Escanor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, Escanor would be so strong. So strong if he had good characters. And again, like, this Attack on Titan collab, I think, man, if Mikasa gets a huge buff, and I mean like a tremendous buff, a stupid good Holy Relic, and potentially she is the LR, like, make Mikasa the LR, bro. I don't care. Make Mikasa the LR. Oh god, I don't care. I would rather have Mikasa LR than not having an LR at all for this update. Although, with collab characters, we've seen like relics are cheaper, or they have their own like currency, not the actual relic currency. Maybe they could even make, you know, a collab LR be free. But that's, you know, speculation. Maybe too good to be true kind of speculation. Because I know we just won't be able to get his transformation in this video in PvP. I just know. Let's do it right now. I mean, this guy came out years and years ago, and it was so cool that he was a transformation character. And they really just said, you know, transformations are not very good because of how restrictive they are and how impossible they are to get. Like, they're just impossible to use. And even if you transform, right, even if you get to the transformation, so what? Like, you could have instead used an ultimate that wipes the entire enemy team, but you're using a transformation that potentially does a little bit more damage. Just not really good, is it? So, I mean, they can do so much with this, but they chose not to. It is definitely a hurdle that they probably didn't want to get into too much, like trying to design transformations in a way that would actually be viable for the game. Because when you really look at it, I don't know how they would make transformations viable without just completely making them like overpowered to all infinity, right? Like, when you really think about it, most of the suggestions would be like, make so when you transform, your character is immortal, or like the whole enemy team takes a huge amount of damage, plus you're super strong, or like, you know, if you just get the ult gauge to 5, then you just instantly transform. It's just how the game works. Anything could be completely game breaking, but then you can make the argument, does that matter? Characters are game breaking anyways. And I agree, like, have you seen Tyr? Tyr shouldn't exist. Like, he's a character that shouldn't exist. He's just way too strong. But he does. So why can't transformations be too strong? I don't know. We can get one attack of Aaron here finally, like a level 2 card. His cards they just need to change. His cards are completely terrible, and that's easily something we can expect. Perhaps because that's what they did with the slime characters. They improved some of the terrible cards they had. Look at that. Look at that. Old Seal for 1 turn. That's a card you have not seen in years being used in the character, isn't it? Old Seal for 1 turn as a level 2 debuff card. Let's get finally a win here. Let's get finally a win here. Next turn, Aaron can... oh no. See, I'm gonna give my own spin on how they could fix the character. I think, first of all, the cards need to change. Give him good, actual, like, usable cards. Make so in his passive. So his current passive, right? Which I'm gonna read. It's not much, but I want to remember what his transformed passive is, because that I do not remember. I genuinely don't remember. So he gets more damage dealt per orb that he has, which when you look at his kit, there was a semblance of reasoning, right? Like his card, this one gives more ult gauge, and then per ult gauge he has, it does more damage, and then when he has an ultimate, he transforms. Like, if you really look at it, it kind of makes sense. But when you use the character, even when he came out, obviously now he would be terrible regardless, but when he came out, he was already terrible, right? So when he transforms, I forgot. His passive becomes unable to ultimate move disable. That is the worst passive in the game, probably. I genuinely think this is probably the worst passive in the game. I'm not counting, everything he gets from the ultimate. I'm just saying passive. That's just a Titan passive. He doesn't even get the damage increase anymore. So, not only I would carry on the damage increase, I would make it higher. I would make it so every time he uses a card, he gets an ult gauge. Or maybe every time your team uses a card, he gets ult gauge. That would be probably more reasonable. Could even make it into like a human thing. Like if all allies are humans, when an ally uses a card, they get an ult gauge. Definitely. The card is just a regular fill. This is the same card as Green Escanor we're using right now. They can just add an extra thing to it, whatever they would, decide on. Either, perhaps, something like the triple crit chance Lost Vanga, or an added damage multiplier on it, whatever. Nice. The AoE, man, the AoE is just terrible. They need to, like, scrap the whole thing. Like, I generally don't think they can make it good. Disable ult move for 1 turn as a level 2 card is just actually the worst debuff in the game. Maybe poison. But poison, like, if you do enough damage, poison can do so. Like, this is just terrible. I don't know, man. I actually don't even know. Like, they would have to get... I was gonna say they just give him infect because that's what they do, right? That's what they did to Lost Vein. Oh, his AoE is terrible? Give him infect. Like, that is exactly what they did to Lost Vein. Let's do this right here. I don't know, give him infect. Give him infect and something, alright? Not just... Oh, he got a kill! Not just infect, alright? But I wouldn't be surprised, just give him infect. And then the ult, I mean, the ult already does a lot, but I feel like when he's a Titan, he should have 50% damage reduction, 50% damage increase, plus everything he has, which is the actual attack related stats, defense related stats, and HP related stats, and he should become immune to all debuffs. Not even, like, exaggerating. That should be what he does. Like, when he transforms, he should be so OP. Oh, I might have to get the transformation. He should be so OP, he is not even the same character anymore. And I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that's unreasonable. Oh, almost killed. Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna get the winning screen for Aaron. Oh no. That's crazy. Never thought the day would come. Can the AoE kill? I'm scared if I do this level 1 with Easton, it would kill. So let me transform, attack, and Yep. Yep. You're trolling. Yeah, the cards for... No! Bro, you're trolling, please. I want to get his ending screen. Yeah, I want to get his ending screen as a Titan. Give me a card for him. Oh no! Just one card. Okay. I think if I attack with Easton, it won't kill. Also, give him higher card rates, alright? I know it's not confirmed, it should be a mechanic in the game, the rate of which your character gets a card. But I am telling you it's a thing. Titan Aaron since day 1. Oh my god. Now I need his ending screen. I'm getting at the end. Titan Aaron since day 1. I swear to god, you transform, he doesn't get cards anymore. He doesn't get cards and he just stays there doing nothing for the next 5 turns. That he's, I mean, if you got to transform in the first place, right? If you manage to get to that point in the first place, then you get the pleasure of watching him do nothing for the entire duration of the transformation because you have 0 cards. You got 0 purpose. You should... yeah. I mean, is he gonna be an LR? I don't think so. This is again what people have been commenting, you know, hoping that Aaron... Man, this guy can catch a break. Would transform into an LR, or awaken, sorry. Thinking of transformations, right? Would awaken into an LR, and my hopes are not up. I have to tell you that. My hopes are not up. If not for the new Aaron. If somehow they weren't dropping new Aaron and instead we're going with like maybe Armin plus Levi or Armin plus Reinhardt, would have been cool too. But you know, I called him Reinhardt. I mean Reiner. Reinhardt. Who's Reinhardt? Reinhardt. Who is Reinhardt? Who am I thinking of? The ReZero character. We have him in the game. Oh, you know, they're both Ryan something. So I just slipped. Literally just getting his ending screen because I forgot how he looks like. I completely forgot how he looks like. Oh, it's not the final enemy. No problem. This Aaron can beat, alright? The 3 stages. He'd just be screaming. Well, let's hope for the best.